Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and tonight I'm joined by Eric.
I'm Chip.
I have no clue who Chip is.
I had a feeling you wouldn't. I'm not surprised.
And I was like, he's going to be like, of course you know. And I really have no clue who Chip is. Couldn't even
I'll tell
venture.
you. I'll tell you why I know him in
It's
a
probably
little
like
bit.
the dog. You always pick the most random person.
You know him better than you think you know him.
Okay. Well, the audience doesn't know what we're talking about tonight yet. So we're doing another Gone Too Soon series. This time we are covering Skin, which only technically aired for 2 episodes on Fox and was canceled, but later on, I guess it was sold and aired the 8 episodes that were produced overseas and on SoapNet. So we're gonna get to see all 8 episodes eventually.
Ooh.
Um, so yeah, it aired in 2003. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get into it. So I laughed because remember when we were doing 2000 Malibu Road and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I think Jerry Bruckheimer did this, and you're like, yeah. He did not. It was like Joel Schumacher. Jerry Bruckheimer did this.
Yeah. I saw that. That's why I was like, wait a minute. He did do it. Yeah, I saw that. I
um,
caught the name.
the way that this was shot, like the cinematography of it, it felt very much 2003. It felt like
I was gonna say the same thing.
Mick G, Fast and the Furious, that show
Yep.
Lane that Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Peter Fasinelli were on. Like it just felt like that vibe.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, this is
Very
2003.
trying to be edgy and like cool with like 10 minutes of like annoying footage just like all over the place. Just like,
Yeah, flat
oh,
like lights and
yeah,
I'm
very
like,
2003.
I did have the thought. I was like, wow, they're doing a lot of this, and I was like, I need the actual story.
Yeah, it didn't hook me. Of course, I'll watch it as I do. There's some things I'm interested in, but not like 2000 Malibu Road. Like I was hooked in. I wanted more. This one, I'm like, we can do this one a year.
Oh my god, what
I'll be,
year?
I'll be okay.
So I guess we should set up like the dynamics, the families. So there's Larry Goldman, who is a pornography producer, and he has his wife Barbara and his daughter Jewel, who is played by Olivia Wilde. And then there is Thomas Rome, who is the district attorney, and I think his wife is a judge because I feel like somebody called her judge. Laura Layton's character called her judge at one point.
Mm.
Um, and oh, I'm on the Wikipedia page. She is a judge.
There you go.
Her name is Laura, and she is a judge. And
Okay.
they have a 16-year-old son named Adam,
Hmm.
which I feel like I didn't know his name until like 40 minutes into the show.
It was played by a guy named DJ Catrona. I didn't look him up, but I was just like, that's a name. And he looks very different now from the one picture I saw on IMDb. Now it could be like from a different role,
Okay.
but he looked very different. But I'll have to look him up as we do these.
He was cute. I don't ever
He
recall
was.
seeing him in anything after this.
Mm-mm.
I have to look his IMDb and see.
I
um,
didn't. I did not remember that Olivia Wilde was the girl, and I was like, I'm like, she looks so familiar, and I like couldn't place her for some reason. She's got that baby face
yeah,
going on.
I hear you.
Um, yeah, he's on fire tonight.
He just got home. He's like, play with me. um, so the teens are at a party.
Hmm.
As there's like a news story about teens and their partying habits.
Yeah,
And
right.
I guess because Jewel is part of a whole high profile family, she's like kind of jaded with the party scene and doesn't really trust anybody because she feels like people probably want to hang out with her because of who her family is.
Right.
But she's out with, I think she said an older guy who is played by Chris
Heavens.
Evans. not Chris Pine.
I knew you were gonna do Pine. Why did I know?
Anyways, that. Our future Captain America.
It was in it for like 3 seconds.
I know, I saw his name in the credits. I'm like, yeah. I know he did like another
Same.
teen movie at that point, but like a year or two before that. But
Yeah.
so he's basically this drunk douche, and he doesn't want to leave the party, and he throws his car keys in the pool, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, fuck you," and she dives in the pool to get the keys. Uh, Adam sees her, and he dives, and it's this whole face-to-face underwater moment as they rise up from the water.
Yeah, right.
I
It was
remember,
like a slow motion action going on under the water and stuff.
I remember the promos for this, and I feel like they try to promote this as like a modern day Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I mean it's very Romeo and Juliet, but like, yeah, it's funny.
Um, so they get out of the pool and they're basically playing hot potato with the keys. She throws the keys at Adam. He throws them back to her. She throws them over the roof.
Yeah.
Which is her date in the pool, and her and Adam go running for the car, and they basically
Yeah, they go speeding through the town.
yeah.
Where's it supposed to be linked? Did you catch where it's at? Was it Washington? I don't know where it's at.
I don't know.
I
For
didn't
some
think
reason,
of
I just
that.
assumed it was California, Los Angeles, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. I wasn't positive where they were.
Um, so apparently, a young girl has gone missing, and whoever the DA suspects of being the one that did it, when they cops broke into his house, they found a lot of child pornography in there. So he's on a mission now to crack down on not only child pornography but the company that produces it. And he gets wind that somehow the websites that hosted these videos is owned by, what did I say his name was? Larry.
Larry, yeah, they're linked
Larry's
to
company.
Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wants to take him down, unbeknownst to him that the kids have just met and now are in love.
Yeah, right. They fall in love at first sight
Yeah.
type of thing, I guess.
uh, I knew Laura Layton was in it, but I guess I forgot or didn't expect her because I knew she was recurring, so I didn't expect her to be in the pilot. So it was nice to see her with her
There was a
pixie.
lot of people in this. Like just a lot of people. It was like a
Yeah,
cast of 48.
Antoine Tanner was in it, who plays Skills on One
Skills.
Tree Hill. When I saw his
One
name,
Tree
I was like,
Hill.
yeah, the same year he did One Tree Hill.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and oh, I did want to point out. So Chip, yeah, he comes along later. He's just like one of the team because there's 100 people in this show. He played, but his name is Chip. His name in real life is D.W. Moffat. Did you watch the series Hidden Palms?
I started it, I didn't finish it.
He's in that. He's the dad, and he's also in As the World Turns from 1986 as Dr. Peter Chapin, and he was in Monarch most recently. And he's actually in a few big movies. He was in a movie called May December, that one with Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman. That was just out in December.
What was Monarch?
Monarch was the Susan Sarandon
Oh, I didn't.
country one. I watched it. It's good, but it could have been better.
Because
Hence why it's
there's a
not with us anymore.
there's another Monarch out, but it's like Godzilla related. I've seen that one.
Yeah. What was that Monarch?
That it's Monarch Legacy of Monsters. It's on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have Apple TV, so I don't know these things.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to tend to my kitty, everyone. He's out of control. It's okay.
So the kids are kind of sneaking around, seeing each other. They don't really say who their families are. Adam kind of just lies and says that his father works for the people. He doesn't say how. um, and at this fundraiser, his dad ends up getting a warrant to have Larry arrested. So he's arrested at his own party. And is your cat licking? I feel like I hear.
I was
Oh.
Trying to drug him with treats. Sorry, he's out of control. I can't stop him.
um, so yeah, so he's arrested and he wants to like go straight to trial. And Larry's lawyer basically is like, think of the web as like real estate. He's like, the landlord can't help what the tenant brings on into the place or whatever. And the judge basically throws the case out.
Right.
Um, and this is where we see Laura Layton who talking to the wife, and this is when she calls her judge because she's like, "How did you
What's
let him do this?" And she's
what
like,
was her name?
"Cynthia."
Cynthia. Thank you.
Did
I had
remember
it
that
somewhere.
one?
I can't find it. Huh?
I did get to
You
remember
got that
that
one?
one.
I know. I wrote it. I've found it now.
The only ones I
Are they,
remembered off the top of my head were Jewel and Cynthia. That's it.
who's the guy? Isn't the guy in the child pornography? Isn't that Vincent something? Is he the one that's in the trio that they're trying to bust?
The actor?
No, the dude, the one that's in the child pornography. It's Vincent something. He's the bad guy.
The one that Larry
Never.
wore a wire for to catch?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I
Because
didn't
remember, like, yeah, his name's Vincent something. He's kind of important because he's the one that's like that knows about the child pornography, and like Tom is trying to bring him down, and he tries to get enlist the help of Larry.
mm-hmm.
So it's like the two families have to work together to bring this guy down, but
But now this
we'll
guy
see how
is
it works
saying
out.
that he has a list of other names that he's laundered money with in the past or has used money to produce his earlier films.
These shows are like really hard for me to follow with all of this stuff.
Too many
I'm,
details.
I'm yeah, so many details, and like I don't like it's hard to get from like the first episode, you know?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what was happening for a good amount of it until like
Especially a
the
pilot.
stats
They're
minute.
trying to like throw everything at you so that they can
Yeah,
tell the story in the upcoming episodes. And that so they could be like, no, we told you in the pilot.
because they do a lot. Like I feel like they did a lot in this episode, and it just like I don't know, it just was a lot. It was a lot going on.
Yeah, and then Larry ends up forbidding Jules to see Adam because his mom
Shocker.
got him arrested, and she's like, "You can't tell me not to see him." I remember that yelling scene from the commercials.
I actually watched this show when it was originally on, and I didn't remember much of it. To be honest with
I
you.
think I did tune in for the pilot, and I think I tuned right out. It just wasn't like holding my attention.
Yeah, it wasn't like catchy, but well, it's 8 episodes. We can suck it up.
Which may be why it was canceled after 2 episodes.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't get. I mean,
First of all,
even
it
if the
was
pilot,
expensive to make, and
right?
they
There's
weren't
100 actors in it.
yeah, and if they weren't getting the ratings to pay the budget, then it wasn't worth it. And it was Fox,
Yeah,
cancel anything.
right, and exactly. And it was just a lot. So it probably did okay in the opening ratings, and then the ratings probably dropped like at least at more than half, and then that's why they probably canceled it. I'm assuming.
Probably. Um,
And like you said, Fox always. But you know what? The good thing about Fox is they always do keep trying. They will keep giving scripted series like scripted drama, like Monarch was one, which they canceled.
mhm.
Filthy Rich was one, which they
I like
canceled.
Filthy Rich.
I loved Filthy Rich. That was so good and had so much potential.
I liked how
They
they
should
used
have.
the recap with like the daughter-in-law basically praying.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun. It's a shame, but yeah, Fox gives chances, but if it doesn't get like 6 million viewers, they're out.
You know what I think it is? I think Filthy Rich was filmed before the COVID shutdown. So I think they just aired it because they needed something to air and then they didn't
Yeah,
bring it back. I feel like if it weren't for COVID, maybe it would have had another season.
I really want networks to be smarter and be like, give us a chance and give like these soaps a chance because like give us 10 episodes and then do that every season. And if it sticks with the same amount of people, you got an audience, you know?
I don't know if you watched this, but it got a lot of hate. I personally liked it because it was soapy. Our Kind of People that was on Fox.
I don't even know what that is.
It was only on for like 8 or 10 episodes, and then it was canceled.
Of course.
Debbie Morgan was in it from
Ooh.
yeah, it was I liked it. People were like shredding it, talking about
I
how
might have wanted to see that. I think I remember hearing about it, and I was curious.
I personally liked it, but it didn't really get much love. I'm like, oh, I guess that's why it's canceled.
What did it have to anything to do with the hospital or no?
No, it was like
All
set.
right, then I'm thinking of something else.
It was like set, I think, in like Cape Cod or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, we could do a Gone Too Soon about that one eventually.
yeah. If it's streaming anywhere, I know it was on Hulu.
I'm sure.
We're going way off course.
It's
So
fine. We only did the pilot, so we don't have much to talk about.
during the scene where Larry was, I guess, trying to get investors into like whatever project he's trying to do with the company or
Mm.
his films, and he brought the girls in that walked on top of the table and were like, he said, unrobe at your leisure. So he basically was telling them, get naked.
Yeah,
And while this was happening, I was like, yeah, this show probably would have done better on like a Showtime or HBO or something where they could have actually shown things.
yeah.
It was a little too gritty, but not gritty enough. Like it kind of straddled the line.
In fact, I made a note in the middle of it. It said parental discretion is advised. And
Yeah,
then like nothing happened to I mean, maybe talking about kiddie porn, but it's not like they showed anything or did anything major.
I mean, they showed scantily clad women. I don't.
Like, yeah, I guess.
Maybe just because it part of the show is set in the porn industry that
Yeah.
you don't want to like a 6-year-old watching that. But we actually did
True.
get to see its original airing because it was the Fox version. So
Yeah. That was cool.
yeah,
With commercials.
yeah, I got to see the one for the OC. I was like, I remember this commercial.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, so I knew Olivia Wilde went to the OC at some point, and I was trying to remember what year. I believe it was like five,
Yes,
maybe end of four. Was it like oh five? I couldn't remember, but
it was
because
the following season, so season 2.
okay, because she looked significantly younger in this than she did on that, but they could have made her look older for that role.
That's true.
OC could, because she looked older to me.
And then I was surprised to find out she was on House for quite a few seasons, like at least 5 or more.
Yeah, I remember. I knew she was on House.
I never watched that show. I watched it
Me
in
neither.
and because it like came on after the OC, so I just kept the TV on and watched it, but I never followed up with it.
Right.
Um, yeah. So Jewel um is ignoring Adam because she feels like he lied to her about who his father was. And she's like, you said your father worked for like the people or like the town or whatever. He's like, you said that. He's like, I just didn't say no.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And he's just kind of like, like, why let our families dictate like us being in love or like seeing each other? And they kind of start sneaking around.
Of course, as Romeo and Juliet do.
There was this weird shot scene where they were under a sheet, and then like they showed the outside with them under the sheet, and then like it showed them on like is I guess it was supposed to be like the camera under it. It was weird.
Yeah.
um
And then that's where we found out they were both virgins, right?
yeah, we found out they were both virgins.
Mm-hmm.
She said not because of like any like moral convictions, just because she just wanted to be in love.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she did say something along the lines of since her dad's in the like the porn industry that people like think she's like a dumb blonde like
Yeah.
porn girl or something.
Right. Um so on the flip side, Adam is also forbidden from seeing her and he ends up sneaking out. Um and they know that he snuck out because his window's open, so they're just like staying up waiting for him. Um So the guy Vincent has, we'll just say skills from Montreal, has has him blow up Larry's strip club and a stripper dies. Only one, surprisingly.
Yeah.
He blew up and only one person died.
I was confused at what was happening, so I didn't even know that. I knew somebody died, but I didn't know like the strip club blew up. I don't remember seeing a blast.
Oh, yeah. Well, he went, did you see him go into the strip club and put the bomb in like the garbage and anything?
No, I might have missed it when I was like writing something.
Yeah, so yeah,
Whoops. Don't
it was
look away, kid.
he told him to send a message and he went there and he like went into the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah. And the stripper died.
Whoops.
Yeah. um so I think that is what led to the DA wanting to get his hands on Vincent.
Yeah, because once death was involved, they took it way more seriously.
Yeah. Um
I guess kitty porn wasn't enough.
so Adam had snuck out and he's now in Jules' bedroom. And I was laughing because they pan from them being in the bedroom down to literally right underneath them. The father's on the phone, and he like wants to get the DA investigated because he says he's way too interested in my porn industry to not have a dirty past.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what are we gonna find out about the dad?
I'm like, it's only 8 episodes. I hope we get answers on this because this is the
Yeah, right.
I'm interested in.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm interested in. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm curious to know. I want less people. There's too many people in it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Like, so Cynthia. What was she? She was something to him. Like,
He, I guess you have to run, like you have to be elected to district attorney. So she's
right.
campaign manager.
Oh, is that what she is?
That's her title, yeah.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Part of me wonders because like maybe my brain is just stuck in Melrose Place, but I just feel like you don't cast Laura Leighton unless you're gonna do something sexy with her. So I wonder if they're gonna have like an affair or something.
I don't know.
Because I just feel like you
Also,
have Laura Leighton just be this side like campaign manager. You have her do something.
where Skip came into play too, I feel like might be going somewhere because I have that Larry wants Skip to fund Tom's campaign. So it'll be like dirty money, like
Oh,
basically, and they can kind of frame him if there's nothing to find, I guess. That's what
okay.
I got from it. I'm not sure. And Skip is me, GW Muffet.
Skip is you?
Yeah, that's what you know what I mean. I'm Skip.
It
That was
says
the guy.
it says Chip on the screen.
Oh, wait, is it Chip or Skip? It's Skip. I'm
Oh.
not Chip. Listen, it's been a long day, people.
But also, I don't know Skip either. I don't know Skip. I don't know Chip.
Well, there's no Chip yet. But
But yes, I do know who you're talking about now that you
okay.
about him.
You probably wouldn't have known if it was Skip.
Oh, Larry, his name's Chip.
I'm the little teapot from Beauty and the Beast.
Going forward, I've been like, "Where's Chip?"
It would be funny if a chip turns up and I wouldn't be surprised. There's so many people in it. Like there was like the Laura Layton was with like this whole group of people, and then like Larry was with a whole group of people. I'm like, what are all these people doing? Like,
There was a woman with curly hair that was working with him or for him, and I don't know the actress's name, but I've seen her in like everything.
oh, Michelle Hurd.
Is that her name? She was in
Yes,
Central Park West.
yes,
She
she
was in,
was.
I feel like she's been in Law and Order. She's been
She's
on
yep,
Gossip
she's
Girl. She's been in everything.
yep. She is. If you look her up, she probably has like 150 credits easy. She's been in things since like the 80s. I love seeing her. She's in movies. I've seen her in a bunch of movies. She's in a lot of stuff.
So I feel like the first time I saw her was Gossip Girl, and then since I watch a lot of old things now, I'm like, oh, it's the girl from Gossip Girl. And then I saw her in like Law and Order. But then when I saw her in Central Park West, I'm like, yeah, I was like, she's been around for a while.
Yeah, Central Park West was good. I like that.
I still never finished it. I never saw. Yeah,
The best completist I've ever known is you.
I'm a collector.
A collector that doesn't finish anything. With me here, you're finishing everything.
uh, so yeah, that's kind of
Uh-oh.
where we're left. Larry wants to find out dirt on Tom, right? That's what we said his name was, Tom.
Yeah,
Um, the kids are sneaking around. Looks like they're about to fuck.
but they're virgins, so they might not quite yet. I
They're
don't
already
know.
saying I love you, so they're in love.
Yeah, that's true. It was a nice day of love. Dumb
Yeah,
kids.
that was pretty much it. I wonder if we're gonna see Chris
Evans.
Evans. My brain just wants to say Pine.
We'll just call him Chip.
Oh yeah,
um, that's Chip. I don't even know if he had a name. Did he? I don't know if he did.
no.
There
That's
was
what
a Brian.
he's done movies, so that's why I was like, yeah, that's the role he played. There was way too much flashiness like spent on this watch, not the watch, the keys being thrown around. I'm like,
Like seriously, we could have honestly talked about this in like 3 minutes. There really wasn't too much. It was just like the kids met. Their parents are trying to like break them up already. The parents are against each other. One's like the drug or like one druggie. He might be in the drugs. We don't know yet. One's the pornographer. One's this. And what else happened? Then there's that Vincent guy that came into play, and somebody died. And that's all
yeah.
there's your recap.
But
And then there's a million people doing nothing.
thank God for tangents.
It was like okay, like I was like interested a little bit, but like I don't know.
Yeah,
If yeah, I don't
it's
know.
short, so I'll be interested to see if it gets better.
Yeah.
But I guess you don't have anything else to add. You basically said
I just told you the whole plot in 5 seconds.
all right.
Let me see. Wait, I'm not done. Oh, there was the hot girls that you were talking about. That they were called the Golden Girls.
Yeah, they were called
So,
Golden because the
I thought that
production
was funny.
company is called Golden Pornography or Golden something. I don't know.
Golden porno, and I'm like, and I put like Victoria's Secret. Like, is it supposed to be like that?
Yeah, I laughed when he said the Golden Girls. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. And then, did we say that the dads have to work together to bring down that Vincent guy? I forget if we mentioned that. That was kind of important.
Yeah.
Remember they met. Oh, and then didn't I forget which one? Larry said, "If your son stops seeing my daughter, I'll do what you want." That type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I think that's what they were working on.
Yeah.
That's all I got. It really wasn't a ton.
I
Oh,
think
and then
how
At the end, Vincent found out that he was set up by Larry. So now he's like
now he's
trying to go after Larry too.
now he's gotta die.
Yeah.
Um
Or his daughter got to get kidnapped. That's
because
probably going to happen.
during the arrest they made it look like Larry was also being arrested. So when he found out that he wasn't. Also, his lawyer is somebody I've seen him play. He was on Lost. That's how I know him.
Yes, you're right.
I was like, who is this guy?
I think his name's like Michael Emerson or something. I think something like that. But he's a big character actor. He's in a ton of things too.
And I think Lost was the next season also, because didn't Lost start in like 2004?
I want to say I feel like 2005 was the start for Lost. There was like a lot of good shows in 2005 that started at the same time.
Oh, okay.
That's where my Prison Break came from too. That started in 2005.
I never got to watch that, but my friends really liked it.
Oh, so good. That's one of the few shows that I literally got home Monday night from work and watched immediately. Like I was hooked. It's a cliffhanger every week. Did you ever watch Alias? Same way.
No, I never watched Alias.
You're missing out. I watched that like 22 episodes in one weekend. It was so good. Yeah, it's really good.
But all right, well, thank you for joining us for our spotty coverage of Skins pilot.
That we really took like 5 minutes to cover and talked about everything else, but
Hopefully, we'll do a couple of episodes next time, and we'll have something substantial to talk about. It won't just be flashy scenes.
I'm glad you actually feel the same way I do. Usually we disagree on a lot of things.
But as always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. Until next time, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.